Gio the Barber right here, right now. 14 years old. 14 years old. Could you just say a little bit about why you wanted to learn barbering? What's your interest right now while we get set up?
Gio the Barber. From a client in the chair to a student of the craft. Let's go. Gio the Barber.
I don't know. It's just it always caught my eye.
Caught your eye. You had an interest in it. How long you've had this interest?
Like 2 years.
About 2 years now? Okay. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to be talking about right now is the guard system. All right, so before you start cutting anybody's hair, you have to know which guards to use when it's time to do your fades or different tapers or different things like that. All right, so the first thing we're going to put down up here right now is guard system. So the haircut we're going to be doing right now today, I'm sure is going to be a taper, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be doing a haircut on his younger brother. And he has an afro, a curly afro, and then he's going to be doing a mid taper on the sides and in the back. All right. So talking about the guard system, we're going to now these guards go from a 0 all the way up to a 10, even sometimes even higher. But with the guards that we're going to use today, we're going to start with the 2 guard, a 1.5 guard or your 1.5 guard, your number 1 guard, and your 0.5 guard, which is called your half guard. So you have your half guard, which is your 0.5. You have your number 1 guard. You have your 1.5 guard, or it's a 1.5. Then you have your number 2 guard. So when it comes to you starting to blend, you always start from a 0. So just say we were going to start a fade. Let's just make a head right here. So we have that head. Let's just say these are the ears. No, the drawing isn't perfect. It doesn't have to be, but this is the back of the head. So that's the neck. And we're going to remove that part of the head. All right. So this is the back of the head. We'll just look at this as the back of the head. These are the shoulders coming across. All right. So if we're doing a taper, the first guideline that we want to put in is a 0. So that will be our first guideline will be put in right here. And that line will be put in using our clippers. So right now you see how this blade is completely open, but then once I start closing my lever, what does the blade do? It starts to close. So when the blade is all the way closed like that, that means this clipper is going to remove all of the hair at the bottom of that line that we're trying to create is going to remove it all the way down to skin. There's not going to be any more hair left. Now, the more we continue to open this clipper, what do you think it's going to do? More hair or less hair? It'll be less hair. So think about it. If I said, I have this line right here. Just say you had a line in the back of your head right now. And I said, I wanted to cut this line completely out to skin. Would I have my clipper completely closed or would I have it completely open? I would have it completely closed. Why would I have it completely closed? It cuts more hair. So if I wanted to cut less hair, what would I do with my lever? I would open it up. So the more it's open, the less hair is going to cut. The more it's closed, the more hair is going to cut, right? All right, so that first guideline we're going to put in, we're going to close our clipper all the way closed. So now I'm making my first guideline at a 0. That's the first guideline. I just want you to practice that motion. Just hold your clipper and get into Get into the rhythm and the motion of flicking your wrist up to that line. Just flick up to that line like that. That's what I want you to get into the practice of. So it should be like a scooping motion. So just practice that scooping motion. So this is what so you see how you have this here? So make sure you got it firm in your hand, not too tight, but enough to be able to control. And I'm scooping up to the line, 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 scooping up. That's the motion you want to always get in the habit of doing. There you go. So now the next guideline we want to put in we'll be using our half guard. So now grab your half guard. Perfect. So I'm gonna ask you a question. So we just want to start lightening up this line. So in order to lighten up this line and we want to cut less hair as possible, where should the clipper be? Should it be open or should it be closed? Open. It should be open. So open your lever up and we're gonna act as if like we've just blended this line out with that 0.5. And now here is our next line that we're gonna be working with. So now you're gonna open that lever up and do the same thing. Don't go past this line, but go all the way to that line in that same scooping motion, because now we're blending out this line to lighten it up to start the next guard. So you'll be taking this clipper now, and now you'll be clearing that line, lightening that line up, lightening this line up, lightening this line up, lightening this line up, lightening this line up. But it won't be completely gone, because as you continue to lighten this line up, now I'm gonna close my clipper midway, not all the way, but halfway. And then I'm going to continue to work that line, work that line, work that line, work that line, work that line. And then I'm going to close it all the way. But we're not going all the way up to this line. We're just focusing on this line. So now it's closed all the way, and I work it more. 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 So that it's blended all the way out. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. Let me see you just go through the motions of that to start blending out this line. So start completely open and start lightening that line. I'm lightening that line up. There you go. I'm lightening this line up. And now as you want to cut more, what do you do to your lever? Midway. So it's always open, halfway, close. Open, halfway, close. So where should you be right now?
Midway.
Midway, halfway in the clipper. So now work that same line. There you go. Now what do you do? Close the lever. Exactly. And work that same line on down. So what's the next guard in your guard system?
One guard.
The one. So you'll be taking your guard off and grabbing your one guard. How do you want to start? Because you want to always cut less hair as possible. How do you want to start?
With it open.
With it open. Perfect.
Yeah. Just go up a little.
You'll be going up a little bit higher. So I'll put the line up there for you. Because just imagine, this is now all blended out. This is now all blended out. So now you're lightening up that line. That makes sense to you? Mm-hmm. And after you done went through with those strokes, what do you do with your lever?
Close it halfway through.
Close it halfway through. Perfect. And you work the same line. And to finish that line off, what would you do? Close it all the way. And not going past it, but staying underneath it, because we're just trying to lighten the line up so that it blends all the way out. So basically, if you pay attention to that method, all we're doing the same steps over and over and over again. As you'll keep going to the 1, then you'll go to the 1.5 if you need to, or to the 2 if you need to. You get what I'm saying? So you're going to be still following the same steps all the way up until this is all the way blended out and it looks real good. Now he has his fro and this is blended out at the bottom. All right. Now let's get to the good part.